Pressure is building on the State Department to declare the persecution of Christians in the Middle East genocide. Today, an extensive report is released laying out the evidence and pointing the finger squarely at ISIS. Wyatt Goolsbee reports.
I'm always saying I appreciate God. I'm still alive, and I don't want that to happen to anyone in my group, in my people.
Wherever he goes, Father Douglas Bozzi carries his old shirt, stained with his blood. It's the same shirt he wore in 2006 when he was captured by Islamic extremists. They broke one of his legs, shot him, and punched his teeth out. The shirt reminds him of the Christians that have fled their ancient homeland in fear of persecution at the hands of ISIS. Today he runs a Christian refugee center at his church in Erbil, Iraq.
They are not looking for, let's say, for land, okay, or positions. They are looking just to future and to live peacefully with the others.
Father Douglas is one of many pleading for the U.S. government to declare what's happening to Christians genocide. Today, the Knights of Columbus and In Defense of Christians released a 300-page document showing just how bad the situation is. It lists hundreds and hundreds of Christians killed by ISIS. It also lists in detail terrorist attacks against Christians in Iraq, Syria, and Libya. Nina Shea has studied the plight of Christians in ISIS-controlled territories.
There are no Christians whatsoever left. They've either been killed or enslaved, taken as hostages, or they've had to flee for their lives.
So Shea and others are calling on Secretary of State John Kerry to declare it genocide and to include Christians in it. Father Douglas pleads for American support.
So please, stop the pain to my people. And just the first right step, just to recognize it and call it a genocide. That means this is saying the truth.
In Washington, Wyatt Goolsbee, EWTN News Nightly.
Thank you, Wyatt. Kirsten Evans is Executive Director of In Defense of Christians. What's the most convincing evidence in this report that this is truly genocide?
Brian, I think the most convincing evidence in this report is its volume of evidence. Some months ago, the State Department had asked from organizations that were claiming a genocide of Christians in the Middle East to begin compiling evidence. To our understanding, this is the most comprehensive document so far. It's almost 300 pages. It goes through all of the different prescripts of what genocide can be in international law and shows how ISIS has met those definitions of genocide on every single point, including intent, including an action, enslavement, mass killing, destruction of churches, etc. It's a very voluminous document.
Explain the tax on Christians and how that might enter into this decision.
So, in Islamic countries, there's an ancient tradition of putting a tax on minority communities, and in return, the communities get the right to continue worshiping and practicing their own religion, and they're released from certain responsibilities of the community. There are people who have said, well, Christians can't be experiencing genocide in ISIS territories because they have this opportunity for a jizya tax, or for a tax of jizya. Well, the tax that Christians are offered under ISIS, when it's offered, which is at times very infrequent, if ever, the tax that Christians are being offered looks something more like this. I come into your town, I take away all of your property, I take away your home, I leave you with nothing, and then I say to you, well, I need an exorbitant amount of money in gold, or you die, or you convert to Islam, or you die, or you have to get out. We have cases, we've known cases where people have been told, oh, we've left you with nothing, you can't pay the tax is going to be your wife and your children. We're taking them with us.
Genocide. Kirsten Evans with In Defense of Christians.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you for joining us.